No one can serve two masters. For either he will hate the one or love the other, or he will be devoted to the one and despise the other. You cannot serve God and money. You cannot serve God and money. So how do we bring a relationship to this? And this is what we are teaching in this series every Sunday. How can I coordinate this? Luke 12:34. We are stewards. We are stewards. And the church believers to understand that whatever you have, you are giving it to take care of it. Luke 12:34. For where your treasure is, there will your heart be also. You are here right now. You bank with Access, or you bank with Zenith, or you bank with UBA. You just open a flashing news. Your bank is in trouble. Everyone should withdraw his money by 9 a.m. tomorrow morning. Will you sleep this night? You do transfer, no go. ATM, no go. You have to be there personally. You know, before you get there, so we'll be there by 7 o'clock. Take number. You won't sleep. But call for prayer, emergency tomorrow, Monday morning, here by 8 o'clock. Say, no, Pastor, I'm not coming. Money. For where your treasure is, there will be your heart also. Money. The Bible has about 2,000 passages about money and treasures. Because it is one area we struggle with. We don't like hearing it in the church. We don't like. It's one area we don't like. We can buy drinks for friends. Buy drinks. Buy. When it comes to giving God, we begin to measure it. I close with this. Luke chapter 11, chapter 16. Continue there in 2 weeks' time. Luke 16:11. Money. A very important aspect of life. It belongs to God, number one. God gave it to you to take care of it. It's not your own. Luke 16 verse 11. It says, if therefore you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, if therefore you have not been faithful in the unrighteous mammon, who will commit to your trust the true riches? Verse 12. Verse 12 says what? If you have not been faithful in unrighteous mammon, how many of us are really faithful when it comes to money? How many of you can beat your chest, say, I am faithful when it comes to money? The best time to lie is when there is money. The best time to swear is when there is money. The best time to attack is when there is money. The best time to cheat is when there is money. The best time to do all the manipulations when there is money. Say, if you are not faithful in the unrighteous wealth, unrighteous mammon, who will entrust to you the true riches? You are not faithful with 10,000 naira. How can God give you 100,000? You are not faithful with 100,000. How can God give you 1 million naira? You are not faithful in the little you have. Oftentimes we assume that money is for those who have it. That's a lie. But there's anyone in your pocket, that means you have it. God, if you just give me 1 million naira, I will show them I be millionaire. What of now you are 100 near? Why can't you show me you're 100 near? They're not like 100 near. Don't quote me. Praise God. If I have 1 million is a millionaire, so when you have 100 is what? 100 near. Or 1,000 near. Why are you waiting for when you become a millionaire? Why can't you do the work of 100 near? Because if you are not faithful when you have 100, you cannot be faithful when you have million. It's the simple logic. He said, and if you are not being faithful to that, which is another, God gave you the money. How can you give you your own? How can you have your own? Children of God, here this day, I begin to pour this morning. You are a steward. As far as there is something called money in your pocket, number one, it does not belong to you. It belongs to God. And God is looking at your faithfulness in that small money you have. I don't know anyone here now that doesn't have 2 naira or 1 naira or 2 naira in your pocket. If God has given you 20 naira, He wants to see how you manage that 20 naira. If God has given you 20,000, He wants to see how you manage 20,000. If God has given you 200,000, He wants to see how you manage that 200,000. If God has given you 2 million, He wants to see how you manage that 2 million. If you are unfaithful in the unrighteous mammon, how can God commit to you through riches? Why most of us are where we are financially is because we hold tight the little we have. That little 2 naira you have, you hold it tight, put it in your pocket and use rope and tie it. I remember in those days, money carrying cash was the running. Some have inner bossa with zip. Praise God. Before you will kill them and get that money, they don't go to purgatory first of all and come back. Women also, they have the inner one, they put money in the market, or you go market. You carry cash. Thank God for cashless world. How faithful are you in that one you are? Why we are where we are today is because we hold our own and open the other hand looking for who will give us also. We forget that money is called currency. It speculates. Praise God. Currency does what? Speculates. When you release your own, and that one will enter. You release it from going. Speculates. That's why the money you have today, you might not have it again till you die. If I'm lying, bring out 1,000, write your name on it. A Joe, and sign. Every time somebody gives you 500,000, begin to look at your name in that money. Whether you go to that, you will not see it again in life. Hear this. You are a steward. Tell your neighbor, you are a steward. You are a steward to that you have. Whether it is big or little. You are a steward. Whether it is big or little. And every steward gives account to the principal. Every steward gives account to the real owner. You are a steward. God said, have I borrowed money from anyone before I should pay back? Job said no. Because everything belongs to him. So I want you this week to look at that which God has given you financially. Ask yourself, how am I using it? That little, the parable of the talents, the master gave some 5, gave some 2, gave some 1. They went and traded with it. They went and do business with it. He didn't tell them what to do, but they came back and gave accounts. Ask yourself in this week, the little or the much that God has given to me, how am I using it? Because if I'm not faithful in the little, God will not give me greater one. Praise God. If I'm not faithful in the little today, money is the acid test to prove your obedience and faithfulness to God. But I heard this morning. That's the test. How do you spend the money you get in a day? The money you get in a week? The money you get in a month? How do you manage them? Are you faithfully using them? Or are you doing them as you want to do them? Talk to God this morning. See if you are unfaithful in the little, how can he give you much? That little you have, how faithful are you with it? What are you doing with that little you have? What have you done with that little you have? Are you self-centered? Or is your heart open to God who gave you the money? Talk to him this morning. Let's ask for his help. Many times we have mismanaged God's resources because we have no idea. And that's why we bring this into us. We have mismanaged God's resources because we don't have the idea what to do with it. We end up the same year by year. But God is bringing us to knowledge today that there is something in your hand. There is something in your hand. That might not be enough, but there's something in your hand. That might not be able to take you higher, but there's something in your hand. Appreciate God for the thing in your hands. Appreciate Him. Appreciate Him for the thing in your hand. Thank God for the money you have today. It might be only 10,000 naira. Thank God for that. Because many never had 10,000. Oh, Pastor, my own is only 2,000 naira. Thank God for 2,000. Because some people don't have even 2,000 naira. Pastor, I have only 100,000. Thank God for 100,000. Some don't even have 100,000. There are people you are better than. No reason to complain. Paul said, I've learned to abound. I've learned to abase. In every situation, I give Him glory. Because I'm just a caretaker of God's abundant resources. Jesus. Shall we all rise, everybody on your feet? I'm your own.